In the heart of World War II, in May 1944, a Japanese vessel known as a Hell ship sails the hostile waters of the Pacific. On board, it carries not only prisoners of war, but also a man branded a traitor to his own nation, Saito. Held in solitary confinement, his somber future seems sealed. His destination, a life of slave labor and misery. The ship's commander, his eyes filled with contempt, informs Saito that his betrayal is a stain that not even death could wash away. In a cruel twist of fate, he is introduced to his new cellmate, a British prisoner of war named Bronson, whose hatred for the Japanese burns with the intensity of a furnace. The commander reveals his sadistic plan: the two men, enemies by nature, will be chained together, a living punishment for them both. Despite Bronson's ferocious resistance, the soldiers shackle them by the ankles. But fate, it seems, has other plans. A surprise attack by Allied submarines unleashes chaos. Amid the confusion and a prisoner uprising, Saito and Bronson see their only chance. As a missile hurtles directly toward them, they make a desperate choice. With the ship's officer about to execute them, Bronson grabs Saito, and they plunge into the turbulent waters just moments before a massive explosion consumes them. Hours later, consciousness slowly returns. An exhausted Bronson has managed to swim to a deserted island, dragging Saito with him. The next day, Saito awakens on the unknown shore, the chain on his leg a brutal reminder that the nightmare is far from over. Bronson lies unconscious. Survival instincts kick in. Saito finds the body of a soldier washed ashore and attempts to take his weapon. Just as the thought of using it crosses his mind, Bronson awakens, and mistrust erupts into a violent confrontation. As they fight at the water's edge, something sinister stirs beneath the waves. A wound on Saito's leg bleeds into the water, attracting an unknown creature. Suddenly, an incredible force seizes Bronson, dragging him violently. Sharp claws and rapid movements tear at his flesh. In a moment of clarity, Saito, instead of finishing his enemy, fires at the beast, which retreats into the depths. Wounded and in shock, both men realize that a horror far greater than their own hatred inhabits this island. An uneasy truce is formed, forged in the necessity of survival. Bronson, despite the language barrier, tries to ask about the creature, but Saito's expression says it all: he knows exactly what they're up against. The weight of their situation drives Saito to the brink of suicide, but Bronson intervenes. He hands him the single remaining bullet, a silent pact to use it against their common hunter. The island offers them some wreckage from the ship. Among the debris, Bronson finds the body of a young comrade. Grief consumes him, blaming Saito's war for the stolen life. Saito, not understanding the words but feeling the pain, offers him water, a small gesture of humanity in the midst of desolation. As night falls, they forge a strange survival routine. Saito shares his food and offers Bronson a larger boot from a fallen soldier, a gift that Bronson, despite his pride, eventually accepts. Slowly, hostility gives way to a connection. They formally introduce themselves, Bronson and Saito. The chain that binds them becomes their next challenge. With a makeshift tool and a growing trust, they manage to free each other. Their celebration is loud and premature, attracting unwanted attention from the darkness. They find strange tracks, but their investigation is cut short by the arrival of two Japanese soldiers with a prisoner. Saito's loyalty is tested. He hands his machete to Bronson as a sign of trust and tells him to hide. The soldiers, unaware Saito is a traitor, share their own survival story. Meanwhile, Bronson, in hiding, has his own terrifying encounter with the creature, which appears and vanishes like a ghost. Tension mounts at the camp as the soldiers discover evidence of Bronson's presence. Unsheathing a katana, one of them accuses Saito of being a liar and threatens to kill him. But before he can act, a monstrous roar echoes across the island. The soldier's prisoner panics, babbling about a tribe of fishermen. One of the soldiers is sent to investigate and ventures into a cave, not realizing the creature is camouflaged among the rocks. Inside, the monster strikes, tearing off his arm. His screams alert the others. Believing it's Sato's fault, the other soldier prepares to attack, but Bronson intervenes, saving Saito. Just as he's about to finish the soldier, the creature reappears, tossing them the head of its last victim. A desperate chase begins. Bronson has a plan, but the language barrier gets in the way. He falls behind and is captured by the creature. His last bullet is wasted in panic. When all seems lost, Saito returns, attacking the monster and freeing Bronson. They flee, only to tumble down a steep slope and lose consciousness. They awaken, severely injured and separated. Saito finds a katana, while Bronson, after a perilous fall down a waterfall, must continue alone. As night falls, Bronson reaches the top of the waterfall and witnesses an incredible sight. The creature is treating its own wounds, proving an unexpected intelligence. His attempt to warn Saito is thwarted when he's attacked by a giant crocodile. But in a shocking turn, the creature emerges, rips the crocodile in half, and unleashes a terrifying scream. Meanwhile, Saito discovers the monster's lair, and with it, a chilling truth: there is more than one of these creatures. He finds the body of a man who managed to kill one of them, and next to it, a gun and ammunition. Armed and with renewed hope, he makes his way to the wreckage of a crashed plane, where he finds Bronson. Together, they discover the creature's nest. It is incubating an egg. Bronson is determined to destroy it, but Saito warns that doing so will only enrage the female. They plan to use a bomb they found in the plane to destroy the nest. As they prepare their trap, the creature returns. A fierce battle erupts. They manage to corner the beast, but when their only light source dies, it vanishes. They return to the cave to finish the job, but the monster ambushes them. Saito stabs the creature, but is badly wounded. In a desperate act, Saito shoots the egg, killing the hatchling. The monster, now consumed by rage, turns on Bronson. Knowing his end is near, Bronson gives his belongings to Saito and tells him to run. As the creature grieves its offspring, Bronson activates the bomb. A moment of suspense, the bomb fails. Remembering how Saito freed their chains, Bronson applies the same logic and successfully triggers the bomb. The cave explodes in a ball of fire. A heartbroken Saito walks away, only to hear that familiar roar one last time. The creature has survived. The final chase leads him to the beach. Exhausted and hopeless, he kneels. But the memory of Bronson's sacrifice ignites a new determination. He sets a trap. The monster lunges for the bait. Saito erupts from the sand, attacking with his katana, and in a brutal struggle, mortally wounds the creature. But instead of delivering the final blow, he drives his sword into the sand beside it. He shows mercy. As more sounds emerge from the forest, Saito collapses, exhausted. Hours later, he is rescued by an American ship. During interrogation, he reveals why he was branded a traitor. He refused to follow suicidal orders that would have cost his men their lives. They ask if anyone else is alive on the island. Saito lies, saying no one remains, protecting the creature from a world that would only see it as a monster. As the ship pulls away, the camera pans to the shore, revealing that on the island, life continues.